Hi fellow traders. In this video I'm going to recap my Netflix swing trade. Um, my thought process. I'm not a swing trader, and this is like one of the, I can probably count on my hand how many times I've attempted a swing trade. But I'm learning more about trading, and I'm trying to learn more about swing trading because I was told it would help me in my day trades and keeping me out of, the stocks that won't move or probably won't give me the move that I'm looking for. And then I'm trying to learn how to do better about aligning the charts and moves on multiple time frames from the daily to the my 5 minute chart. And there's a lot of things I'm working on, but this Netflix on Thursday evening, I was reading some stuff and saw, I guess on Twitter there was a little bit of rumors about them losing Epics or Epics not renewing with them and going with somebody else. I think it was Hulu or somebody, but I know that there's a lot of companies and studios looking at offering streaming, of the movies that they have rights to. And I knew Netflix eventually was going to have problems with licensing and streaming movies because Amazon wants to get into it. You've got cable companies that want us to start streaming over the internet, and there's going to be a lot of competition for their business, which in my opinion would devalue the stock. So based on this rumor, I was looking at it to probably wash like it did here. Maybe not as much, but I was looking for, a nice fade off of this. So I looked at the chart for Thursday. I looked at the daily chart and I looked to see, where it closed Thursday, and it closed right below this level of resistance. Here it hit here back in July. It eventually pushed through and kind of traded above it, but then you had this big fade, and it closed below this resistance. It pushed above it a little bit, but closed below it. So I started forming a plan for a swing trade. And I was gonna look to hold it. I was hoping 2 days. I wanted to, this was Friday. I knew it was a little dangerous holding it over the weekend, but based on everything that I saw, I felt it would be safe, and I was only going to be in 100 shares. So, I felt it was relatively safe. And if it started trading above this resistance, then I would take it off anyway. So, I didn't feel too bad about it. I was risking, I was probably risking $1 to make the potential. This first one would have been like $7, and here is 12. That's good risk reward. So I looked at this level. I said this could be a potential point. I could take profits, but for some reason this 105.40 was sticking out because I was looking at what these closed at. This closed at 105.40. This closed at 105.40, and I figured this would be the line. And then you had, this one, it was pretty much at 110. This wasn't as defined, but it did hold resistance here, but then this gapped up. So I'm just, in my mind, I'm trying to determine where I want to set my target. So I ended up setting my target here at 105.40. But I said if it came down and it traded on this level and started to move up, and this held as support, then I would go ahead and take the trade off. I would still be up pretty good, so it wouldn't be a lost trade. But this was really my target right here. So on Friday, this is how it opened. I got this big candle, $2.36 range, and I was getting happy because it was trading below this level, and it opened. I did expect it to recover some, but had it stayed below the VWAP, I would have, gone in and stayed below this resistance. So I just kind of watched it and just glanced at it throughout the day, and I saw the VWAP kind of hung around this area here. That's about as high as it got, and it came back up and tested it again. This one kind of flashed up, but what I did, I think I took it around here. I got in at like 117.63. I think I got in around here. When it failed to push it this time, and I took 100 shares for a swing, and my stop was going to be if it traded above this. So if it had come back and traded above this in the close, I would have taken it off, because my plan would have been dead. I wasn't going to change it or amend it because I'm not experienced enough to actually do this. So I just kept it on. And let's see, we got Monday. We got a little gap down Monday. I think I was up maybe $3 a share at one point. So I wanted to see what this was going to do when it opened, but I couldn't really. Some things happened. I wasn't at my computer all day. Couldn't really follow it. I just kind of followed it on my phone. As long as it didn't hit this area and break through this resistance and start trading above it, I was keeping the trade on, because I had to keep reminding myself this was a swing trade, not a day trade. So held it throughout Monday, and I'm still holding on that this thing is going to fade. And I like the way that it just cannot, toward the end of the day, it just loses the VWAP. And it did that, 2 days in a row. So Tuesday comes, and I get the big gap down, the move to this level. And it seemed like this support somewhat held during pre-market, but a lot of times that could be a false sign. I could have said, well, look, it's bouncing off this, I need to go ahead and take it off. But then it faded and then kind of came back close to open. So my goal right here was to see what it did at open. Had it held this support, then I would have taken it off. But it didn't, and it faded, and I got the move that I wanted. So once it hit 105.40, I had my order in at 105.40, and I got filled and got out. Eventually it did fade down to maybe 104, but this was my target, and I wanted to, I stick to my targets. If I need to get back in, if it's washing and it was going to wash down to say 101 or something like that, I probably could have gotten back in, but I was satisfied with this. I hit my profit target, and pretty much made my week on Tuesday off that swing trade. But what I learned is, even though you have these rumors and sometimes they'll prove to be true, sometimes they won't. But even though the rumor initiated the thought process, my trade was planned based on technical. I used the levels to plan my entry and exit. And I learned that day trading. If it couldn't break through resistance on the daily chart, then it's probably going to come back down. Couldn't break through resistance here. This is how it looked Friday. Couldn't break through resistance. It broke through, but it closed below it. So as long as it closes below it, I still believe that that's holding. And then you can see this was Monday. Got this a little gap down, and it was going in the right direction. It was trending down. The moving averages started trending down. So, I felt pretty good about it. And then here's the gap down on Tuesday, in the sell-off. And right to my line, this is where I took it off, 105.40. It was this line right here. So it was, I feel that it was successful. It was based on, me being able to use the technical indicators. And I can't stress enough how important using daily support resistance level. I was lost this summer until I learned how to use those. Because trading in volatile markets, if you look at my charts when I first started last year, they were clean. You didn't see any indicators, no VWAP, no moving averages, nothing. And in a volatile market, you can get away with that. I was 100% trading off of candlestick patterns, and they work. When the market is strong and it's volatile, it covers up my inability to trade using these other levels. But when the market slowed down in June, I was lost. I didn't understand why these trades weren't working. I was following the same patterns, but they weren't making the moves. They were getting stuck. And I didn't understand how to trade within these ranges and how to map these out on a daily chart and use them on my intraday charts. But now that I know, this has been a big help to me. And working with a mentor and really defining who I am as a trader and my setups and understanding all the opportunities, just using my setups and not trying to chase anybody else's. It's been a big plus. And also I'm trying to learn a little bit more about swing trading because I was told that swing trading can help you in your day trading. And it can help you with lining up multiple time frames, lining up the daily chart with the intraday chart and just recognizing, relative strength. And there's a lot of little things that it can help me do. It's not going to change the patterns or the setups that I trade, but it should help me pick more perfect setups and be able to, determine with more accuracy which way the market is more likely to go. I know we can't predict it with 100% accuracy, but you can predict where the market will most likely move, or a ticker will most likely move. So and that's all I'm trying to do. Is just eliminate some of the riffraff trades I have and take the most solid setups that's going to give me the best opportunity for for gain. So that's all I have. I'll probably make another video on the other 2 trades I took, or 3 trades I took on Netflix, because I did learn a lesson on one of them. So I'll probably do another video on it. This one's already reaching the 15-minute mark, so I don't want to really go over that. But just wanted to share, my thoughts and how, I managed my Netflix swing. I had a lot of emotions on Tuesday that I had to fight through, but I did it, and it worked out for the best. So until next time, happy trading and stay green.